For the second time this month, a Florida sheriff's deputy is behind bars accused of making bogus drug arrests. Former Martin County Deputy Stephen O'Leary was charged with 52 counts. Prosecutors say he planted drugs or fake drugs on unsuspecting motorists.
Baltimore police are investigating video that appears to show an officer planting evidence in a drug case.
There are questions being raised about the conduct of a Toronto area police officer after a video surfaced online. It shows him threatening to beat up a man and plant drugs on him.
A man who could have been sent to prison for years based on claims in a police report was saved by a home surveillance camera. The footage showed he did not attack an officer as claimed in the report.
The former Louisville police detective accused of lying on the witness stand and tampering with evidence in murder trials that sent innocent men to prison is now going to jail himself.
Activists claim police planted a gun on Tillman. They are citing this video that shows an officer handling a firearm while wearing rubber gloves.
According to an internal affairs investigation, he's accused of lying under oath in the case of a Fort Myers man who was convicted on drug, theft, and robbery charges in 2015. Guthridge was fired last week.
It's a small piece of a bigger picture. We get that. We're not naive. We understand this is a smaller piece of a bigger picture. But we contend that if the small piece is questionable, then it leads to the whole piece being questioned. If the small piece is questionable, then it leads to the whole piece being questioned.
Well, Reverend, please come quick, 'cause I got something to admit. I met a man out in the sticks, a good old miss. He drove a Series 10 Cadillac and wore a cigar on his lip. Don't you know the devil wears a suit and tie? Saw him driving down the 61 in early July. White as the cotton field and sharp as a knife. I heard him howling as he passed me by. He said, I know you, young man. Well, I know you by the state of your hands. You're a six-string picker, just as I am. Well, let me learn you some. I know a few tunes to make all the girls dance. Don't you know the devil wears a suit and tie? Saw him driving down the 61 in early July. White as the cotton field and sharp as a knife. I heard him howling as he passed me by.
Hello, everyone is doing well. It's good to see you again if you're coming back from past videos, and if you're new, I'd really appreciate if you hit subscribe and give a thumbs up on this video. The more likes in it, the higher it boosts me in the algorithm. The more eyes on this, the more it's gonna help the cause, So I always really appreciate when people subscribe and give a thumbs up. It's been a while since I've, been active on YouTube, but, I've been doing a lot of just reading, and I watched a couple old episodes for Making a Murder. I watched 2 episodes of Convicting a Murder, and, all this different outlets and all these different perspectives on this case. I think it's fair to say the truth is probably somewhere in the middle of all of it. It's probably, it's not one side or the other fully. There's so many things that are withheld from, courts, lawyers, judges seeing, and then you have the other side of it refuting the evidence, and it just goes back and forth, vice versa with both things. So it's very confusing at this point as to how so many eyeballs have been on this, and there isn't just, a new trial. I don't think Stephen Avery is ever going to give up. I highly doubt Brendan is going to give up since he is much younger. But that being said, let's think hypothetically here about a situation. You see all those videos of police planting evidence, lying. It happens. So, let's say there's a really bad guy, like he's a pedophile or he's molesting children, and, it's happening within his own family. These people know each other, and, nothing is ever really done. The children get older. It's like, it's past the point. It's past the time. It's like, why reopen those wounds? But all of a sudden, if someone's in that situation, there's this golden opportunity where you could put that person away who's doing the harm. A lot of people probably would take it. A lot of these police officers who plant drugs on bad people, they're not specifically getting them for the crime that they're committing consistently, but they can get them for something else, like planting drugs, like you see in these videos. I think with Stephen Avery and the Dassies and this whole mess, there's a little of that sprinkled in there also. So it's hard to say still, but I can tell you, Convicting a Murderer, the 2 episodes I watched, it did nothing but just nothing. So you can see how they were all saying Making a Murderer is so biased. It's just so one-sided. So they go and make their own documentary and are just as biased, if not more. It's like, where is someone finding the middle ground of everything? And that's what the judge needs. That's why there needs to be a new hearing, a new trial, a new judge, a new jury. All this back and forth and people making things, it just makes it so much more confusing because there's so many different stories out there now, you don't even know what the truth is. So with the Daily Wire, they just bought that from Sean Reck. He makes documentaries. He's done some pretty famous documentaries, famous cases, and seems like he's always been doing work on, exonerating people who have been falsely, convicted. So it's just interesting that he specifically jumps on this one where there is so much, like, just things that are not answered. They're not answered. You can't just say there is sufficient evidence to conclude that Stephen Avery was the one who did this. You can't just continuously say that and say there's so much damning evidence. They're really, the DNA alone, the bones, the timelines, I don't see how anyone that has a brain can even say, yep, this is all wrapped up. And even for the Halbach family, you see all these times, like Schimmel. I was watching one of the older episodes from season 2. He's like, the Halbachs have to, relive this every day. And they're going to relive it every day no matter what. It's like the most famous case in the world, so that's not going anywhere. If I was the Halbachs, if I was someone if I had a family member who was murdered in a way that's so politicized, I would want the truth. And if that means retrial to put it all to rest, to finally shut Stephen Avery up and shut Brendan up and shut all the supporters up, do it. That's why a lot of people who are criminals, they don't ever want to go to court, because there's that discovery phase where you can find out a lot of information. The discovery phases, and like even in the first trial with Stephen, Strang and Buting, they were stonewalled with a lot of stuff. They were very limited. They had the information here, but there was still like a invisibility cloak hiding some very important information that probably would have made the trial go completely different. So just watching all the old episodes, that's what I remembered. You know, it's been a while, probably 4 or 5 years since I've really sat down and make some Making a Murder videos. So, you know, I forgot a lot of things, but as soon as I started reading and listening, it all kind of comes back. So about the Daily Wire, it's just a piece they bought. You know, they bought it, they want some views. Do any of those guys at Daily Wire, do Candace Owens, do any of them really want anything to do with this? I don't know. You know, it's because I probably align with a lot of things that the Daily Wire represents. Candace Owens more specifically, but just I typically would like these people, but with something like this, it's hard to get behind it and not like just trash them a little bit, because, you know, they're all sitting in a room smoking a cigar with a pregnant woman, Candace Owens. That's all the comments saying she's pregnant. If all those guys are in there smoking those huge cigars, these big smoke clouds coming up and
This week, very exciting. It's obviously, it feels like a labor of love. Is wrong and right is right. Sentiment, and Netflix kind of seized on that moment culturally. Oh, right. So I like that trio. I don't know. It feels right.
The prophets of our age. Drew knew that he was guilty.
But I think everyone's... Candace Owens is right there. I understand that they're trying to present that they're alpha guys, and like Matt Walsh making his What is a Woman documentary. He should have went a little further and found out what's not very good for a woman. And I can tell you now, it's not blowing huge cigar smoke into a pregnant woman's face, you know? So, Daily Wire, I would never subscribe to them again, honestly, because they demonized Stephen and Brendan, maybe not so much Brendan, but more so Stephen, and not really looking at any of the things that are like, why he has such strong supporters, why there's so many people saying something doesn't add up.
And you don't think we have to care about the environment? Like, what do you...
No, not even a little bit. Like,
not even a little bit?
No. Okay, let me clarify this. I don't throw trash on the ground. I agree that global warming is real. I don't believe it's real. Okay, so I can't sit here.
But here's the question. But why have a belief?
What do you mean?
Why have a belief as to whether or not global warming is real or not real?
Because I just find that when things
you don't understand the science.
You are correct.
But why have a belief in it?
Right. So it's not a belief. It's not a belief in it. I don't believe in it.
But that's what I'm saying. But you have a belief that it doesn't exist.
Right.
It's a good question.
That's what I'm asking. 10,306
scientists to confirm over 97% of climate scientists agree. And over 97% of the scientific articles find that global warming is real and largely caused by humans. Right. So my question to you is, if you want to step outside of the scientific consensus, which is vast and involves 10,306 scientists, and just say, I don't believe in it, even if you're right, you don't have enough information to say that.
I personally don't believe it. That's okay.
But why?
It's good to start at a place of not believing something.
No, it's not.
You think you should start with believing everything.
No, it's not believe either or. Not believe yes, not believe no.
Yeah.
But don't say you don't believe.
Yeah.
Learn about it.
Yeah.
Learn about it and then have an opinion. But you're stating this opinion without having any real understanding of what climate science is.
But that's exactly what an opinion is.
Wardrobe change. Just kidding. This video shot in 2 days. So I wanted to just put those videos of Candace Owens up just when she was talking with Joe Rogan. Whatever your stance is on climate change, you know, he is just stating, you know, probably a more scientific approach to understanding climate change. And this just kind of gives you a mindset, the mindset of Candace Owens. So this is the person that the Daily Wire gave this documentary to, that they bought from an independent filmmaker. I don't know, it's very close-minded how she comes off in this, and you can watch the entire clip, because I did obviously splice that just for time efficiency in this video, but regardless, that's enough footage to understand Joe is really just making a point of you don't really know and you have a firm belief in it, you know? And she wasn't really getting it. So thinking that's the person leading the way for convicting a murder. And even in the Daily Wire, that little sit-down video that with all of them, they say that's her documentary, you know? So I don't know. Not going to get too into the Daily Wire because I'm not going to go further. If people want to tell me what happened and like what are the big points, and if something really pops out, I will go back in this series and make content on that. The other episodes aren't filmed yet, so let's just go forward with what I wanted to show here. And this is something that a lot of you I think will really like. I did an experiment that has to do with just that blood that was near the ignition in the RAV4. So this video that I recorded earlier, I'm gonna show you some different, let me just show you quick. It'll be easier as I go. All right, so don't be too concerned about the color. I was just really focusing on how to make the best consistency for blood, just for the fact that I am using paper also, and not a surface of, you know, a RAV4. The point of this is just to see, you know, if you really look at that RAV4 ignition blood mark, there is it's an odd mark, you know, even if his finger was cut and during the incident, it'd be very difficult, you know, for that mark to come out, I think. And I'm not a blood spatter expert, obviously, but, you know, I'm not mentally handicapped. You know, I can look at things and I can see things. And, you know, if you can make that motion, why not try it out? So right now, I'm just really dipping it in different ways and seeing what kind of marks they make. You can see when the Q-tips first touch the first point of contact, there's always that initial blob. And if you go look at the Hallbach photo, you see that blob. And that blood looks different in different photos. So, you know, I know they had to test it and whatnot, but just keep an eye on these as I go through these next Q-tips here. And look how much I'm dipping on the Q-tip as well. On this next part, I'm going to be actually twisting the Q-tip as I go to kind of get all the DNA off. So look at this, that one right there. You see how it has like the little trail off on it? What other object could make that drip that way? And you can see in this photo of the Hallbach car, it looks pretty similar to that little skinny part, and then it gets fat again. you look at that, it looks pretty similar, you know, maybe not the exact shape, but that twist, it makes sense to me. It was put on more with a Q-tip than it dripping from his actual finger. And you can see here, you see how it's dark and then it trails off? Dark, then it trails off, depending how much blood's on the Q-tip. Look at the end of this. You see the trail off right there? It's as if the Q-tip is running out of blood. Now, this is where I actually dip my knuckle into the bowl, and I just basically wipe my finger on the paper in different ways, different motions, just trying different things, you know, and just seeing what comes about it. Not being biased in any way. I just really was moving my hand in different ways. And obviously, as my finger touches at different points, the blood's gonna wear off. There's not gonna be as much, but still, you get enough idea of what's actually happening when. So here's actually the drips now, and this is really important. If the two drops dripped like that, you know, they would go down. Both are just going down. There's no reason for that car to move in a motion where that blood would kind of do that check mark look it gives. You see how it goes down and up like that? So it would really have to come from Steven's knuckle grazing that and not an actual drip of a blood, because it just does not make that mark. It just won't, the drip isn't gonna go up. It's not a check. Okay, so the finger cut, I think, is important. And obviously, when you look at me doing that in the video, it's not showing, you know, I'm not doing it thoroughly. I'm not doing it. I don't know if that finger was bleeding in Steven's hand, you know, the way that cut is. I just made sure that I could get enough of the sample blood on my finger just to move my fingers differently on that piece of paper. No marks really came close to how big his cut is on his finger. Like if it was really bleeding and it just left that little mark but no blood anywhere else, I find that very odd. So when you go look at the rest of that video, it's very interesting how when you actually turn the Q-tip, you get that look that you see in the Halbach car, the ignition. So I thought that's a video that you guys would like. I'd love to hear some opinions on that, and if anyone's done something on their own like that. I'm no blood spatter expert, but you know, anything. I'm sure I'll get a lot of grief for how I'm doing it, but I'm not a scientist. I'm just someone who's made videos on the topic and is very interested in how it doesn't make sense, you know, and a lot of people are saying, oh, well, it makes sense to me. I'm confused as to how people see it make sense, you know. That's why these videos are even here.
Because it hurts. Because it hurts.
So from this news footage back when, you know, they were still actively searching the property, you know, they're just finding things, they saw that big cut on his finger. It's actually very noticeable, even fast-paced. If you go back and watch it, you'll see that it's not out of the question that someone could see, oh my God, Steven has a cut on his finger, we can use that. It's not out of the question to think that, especially if you look at the timeline when this footage was taken, when the car is found, when the blood is planted. It's not that crazy.
Difficult time. Here at his brother's house, Stephen Avery told us Manitowoc County set him up by planting Teresa's car in the family salvage yard.
We run an honest business, you know, and if we had something to do with it, why would we put it down there? We'd have to crush it. You know, get rid of the evidence and get rid of it.
And just for the record, did you have anything to do with Teresa's disappearance?
No, I would never do nothing like that. You know, to harm anybody or take somebody away from their family.
To wrap up this video, the last part of this, I'm actually going to go over the phone calls between Stephen and Jody on the 31st of 2005 in October. And I think it's very interesting, some of the things in these calls. And this is while Jody is locked up, you know, so he's calling her while she's locked up. And this is supposedly the day that Halbach came to the salvage yard, you know. So it's very interesting. I haven't heard this too much. I probably have in one of the episodes, but hearing it again, I think it really does make you just think about things differently, maybe.
This call is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Evercom.
I just wrote to the JA and the cook.
For what?
Give us fucking cakes and shit.
Give you cakes?
Yeah.
For what?
Desserts. We get fruit morning, noon, and night. Every fucking day. What are you doing?
Am I doing? A little bit of cleaning. I talked to your lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He's gonna read them papers over. Then he'll get back to me. I don't know. I'm thinking about I'll sell my snowmobile.
Why?
And then I'll hire a lawyer. And see if we can get this case thrown out.
Was that like you selling your truck?
Mm-hmm. I really don't want to go that far.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't?
What's the point? The point I'm making. You wouldn't.
The point is, if I have to, I will. Yeah. No, baby. No, baby. You know I want a motherfucking baby.
Well?
So you better,
Can't do nothing in here.
Well, you better do something about it.
I just want to get the fuck out of here. I'm so close to fucking hurting somebody.
Yeah?
And she's right by my fucking head. She's fucking disgusting.
Who is?
This fucking girl that's in here.
Oh.
She has to change her fucking underwear in 5 fucking weeks.
5 weeks?
Yes. She's fucking gross.
No?
I want to fucking hurt her.
Well, why don't some of you girls make out a complaint? You know, you can write them up and they can sign them.
Yeah, I know.
And then send them in.
Oh, we know.
You have 30 seconds left.
No, nothing else. Give me a call at 9 or whatever.
Are you sure?
Otherwise, call me. Yeah, I'm sure.
All right.
Not 9:30 or whatever.
All right.
Yeah, I love you.
Yeah. I really do.
Me too.
Yeah, you better.
I do. I guess all I want is you.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I'll wait.
You fucking better.
I will. Don't worry about it.
Thank you for using Evercom.
It's interesting about those calls coming at, around 6 p.m. the night he supposedly murdered Teresa Halbach. He's very calm. He's very relaxed. He's not trying to rush off the phone. He takes the entire time she's allowed on the call. There's nothing that would indicate that he just did something. I've seen people speculate, he's spitting constantly, but she doesn't say one thing about the spitting, so it's probably not anything out of the ordinary, and he does later on in that call, he just says that he can't find his soda. So who knows what was going on with the spitting. There's really nothing in that call, and that's already 6 p.m. On the 31st. The next video is going to be the second call they do that day, and that's at 9 p.m. So they do a call that same day, and I'll play it right now.
This call is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Evercom.
Oh, that's so sexy.
What did I say?
My love of my life.
Is this the first time it rang?
No.
It rang before?
Yeah. I don't know. But you were on it. I said, damn, I gotta hurry up, get to the front of the house. Oh. Mel? I'm just working out here.
Did you call Shannon or no?
No. Oh, maybe I'll do that later.
Because I'll tell her too, if it'll help things, make things look better or whatever, I'll be willing to go on that rope program.
What rope program?
Some program they have where you got that curfew I was telling you about.
A curfew?
Yeah. Or whatever. I don't know, I'd have to ask her what it is.
Well, you ask her if she can do anything to get you at home.
I need a blow dryer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you need a blow job.
Ah, yeah, right. Because it's really, really pretty and I really, really want it.
Yeah? Well, there's a lot of things I want.
And you get what you want.
No, I don't.
You get your dick sucked.
No. When do I get my dick sucked?
When I want a cigarette.
But you ain't out here to suck it.
Not now.
No, when you get out, it's all done with cigarettes.
When you ask.
Yeah, well, I'll be asking. Yeah, I was telling Barbara over there, too. Told her to stay home. Get this shit done around here.
Why, what's she got to get done?
She lives like a fucking pig.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
It's probably worse now with Tom gone.
Yeah? She wanted Brendan to do the dishes. I took Brendan over here to help me. And then when we walked in there, she looked at him. I see Brendan's dishes are done.
You did them, huh?
She did.
What, does she go out every night?
Yeah, she's gone all the time. That fucking Suburban don't even get cold. I told her that. That some bitch don't even get cold. You're always on the fucking road.
More than she was before?
Yeah.
I know.
Shit. The last couple of days, she come home, 5 minutes. They're gone again. Last night she didn't get home till, it was 11 or 12 o'clock. No, she didn't take your picture down.
Because of my big boobs.
No. I don't know, Chucky looked at him.
No, really?
And Brian seen him. Then he grabbed his nuts.
On the picture?
No. When he was walking, looking at it.
On the picture?
Yeah, when he looked at the picture.
Well, that's all I was wondering.
Oh, she's leaving again.
What black outfit? My swimsuit?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's
and my
probably what
big
it is.
pants, my shorts, my big
No, it don't. It go from the waist up.
Is there a black string around my neck?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, that's up north, huh?
Now she's gone again.
I don't want a Dr. Pepper.
No.
Up north.
I'll be going up north this weekend.
I know.
After Saturday, day after I see you.
No, you can just go up there, get that shit done.
Well, I want to see you too, though. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. Now wait till my big check comes, I'll get a new one.
Yeah, you don't need to go snowmobiling without me anyway. Or ice fishing or anything. Can't wait till it's done and over with.
That's why I keep my ass out of trouble. I don't do nothing no more.
Better not. Better not.
Oh, I don't. Man, I don't know. I wanted to paint this fucking garage, too.
It's been real cold for that, isn't it?
Yeah. But I like it all one color. At least 3 sides anyway, not the back.
1 minute left.
The back I don't care about.
I'll do it when I come home.
Yeah, in the middle of winter?
No. In spring.
Yeah, well, you could be home before that. Yeah. Well, I love you.
I love you too.
And else I'll see you in the morning.
You bet.
Yeah.
Sit tight.
Yeah, you too.
Sweet dreams.
Yeah, you too.
Dream of me.
Yeah, I do.
I'll see you there.
And I got your pictures all over.
You have 30 seconds left.
Your pictures were all over today.
Were they?
Yeah.
Don't forget to kiss them.
Kiss them, feel them.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah.
You can feel the real thing tomorrow.
Yeah. I can't do that. It's breaking the rules.
Whatever. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring me any candy.
Yeah, you don't need it anyway.
Thank you for using...
That is going to wrap this first episode up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope there's some questions. I hope there's some, good conversation that can come out of this. Even if there's not a whole lot of new information coming out, there's only so much, researchers and people interested in the case can really do. So if anyone does have any information, you can always come forward to me and I will put that information out how you like. Anyone who does have an opinion on this, a strong opinion, please shoot a comment below. Next coming episodes, I'm sure I will put some of these comments in the videos. So, I think that always creates good conversation, whatever side you're on. Otherwise, look forward to the next one. Make sure you give a like, subscribe, share this. If there's people that are interested in this case and they want more Making a Murder stuff, this might be a good channel for them because I have done a lot of videos in the past. So it's good to see you all again, and I hope everyone's doing well.